trigger warning. So today would have been the anniversary of Mike Tyson and Robin Givens, but it's not because you know. But I'll tell you how they met in the early parts of their relationship and how they led to their impromptu wedding, because this is how I'll tell you what. And don't forget, every day this month, I'm sharing a different Love Black History story with you, so you know what to do. I believe this starts in 1987. Mike was interested in Robin after seeing her on Soul Train. As Mike put it, that's when he added another feast to his buffet or something along those lines. So according to Robin, Mike would call and call and call her management, which was actually her mom, frequently to try to get a date with Robin. And eventually she allowed this to happen, which foreshadowing that piece. So their first date arrives. They went to Le Dome in LA. How Robin tells it, Mike was hours late. How Mike tells it, he shows up and he sees not only Robin, but her mom, her sister, and her publicist. So for him, he's like, oh, she's one of those. Eventually that night, they were able to just go off, the two of them. They went to an improv club and had a great rest of the night. Which then, according to Robin, started this series of ways in which Mike was trying to show his interest and attraction. He bought her a puppy that they saw while walking by a pet store. He would surprise her by flying out to see her when she's on these various work trips. He would pop up on her at her house and she would pretend to cook a big breakfast to try to impress him as well. How Mike put it, when he read Robin's book, he said the way she portrayed it was like a quote bad Lifetime movie. But apparently they spent every opportunity they could together. Between Robin's acting career in Los Angeles and Mike's boxing career, which largely took place in Vegas. Their relationship, however, evolved very, very quickly. And you would think that maybe everybody was cool with this, but that was not the case. Apparently, Robin's mom hated this. Eventually, she would kind of warm up to Mike, but she really wasn't seeing it for him at all. Perhaps it was because of what she had experienced with Robin's father, or maybe because as Robin's momager, she wanted to protect her daughter. Who knows? But Robin would find out what her mom was warning her about. About this time that she had been out all night with Mike and made it back to her mom's apartment and saw her luggage in the hallway. Mike sees that as like, oh, perfect. Well, you're staying with me overnight. And Robin was like, no, no, no. Quote, I need to think. So I guess by not instantly wanting to go with Mike, this set something off. She wrote how he basically picked her up and put her in his car and had the driver take them to his apartment. Quote, you're coming home with me and that's it. Now shut the hell up. They get to Mike's apartment, which was on the 19th floor, and she said, quote, Michael turned and his face was completely blank. No anger, no sorrow, nothing. The fist flying towards me was full of rage. She fell to the ground and would leave afterwards and go over to a homegirl's house for the night. But by the time she made it back to her mom's place, he would call and call and call, but she never revealed what happened. I guess her mom sensed something was just off. Eventually, they got back together and they got engaged. So when she shared that news with her sister and her mom, they were not thrilled at all. Her sister actually pleaded with her to not marry Mike. So let's fast forward to All-Star Weekend 1988 in Chicago. Mike was so excited for her to go out there with him. He was like, we're going shopping. I'm gonna get you a new dress. He surprised her with this full jewelry set, diamonds on her neck, diamonds on her ears, just iced her out and wanted her to wear this entire look to the game. Well, after they left the game, he was like, oh, I want to take you somewhere. They end up at a church. She then meets this priest and was like, oh, okay, I've heard about him before. The priest is like, so nice to meet you. I was so thrilled when I learned that Michael wanted me to marry you too. And okay, that's not too alarming because they're engaged. Then Michael turns to her and says, I want to get married now. We're in a church. Here's a priest. Let's go ahead and get married. what? Like, so Robin's surprised by this, of course, but they decide to go ahead and get married. And then, I mean, once they made it back, they ended up having like a reception with family and friends on Valentine's Day. But in his memoir, Mike wrote that, quote, I got married to Robin because she was pregnant and I was thrilled to become a father. That's the only reason. He then later said that Robin's pregnancy wasn't true and that essentially she was lying. But on Robin's side, she wrote in her memoir that she had actually experienced a miscarriage. So that, friends and all runners, was a very quick summary of the relationship leading up to marriage and the wedding of Mike Tyson and Robin Givens. As y'all could tell, there's just way more that I could have told y'all, but I just truthfully don't have the time. Like the fact that Naomi Campbell was pissed off allegedly when she found out that Mike was with Robin, or that infamous Barbara Walters interview, or, you know, their life after each other and before, truthfully. Those rumors about what Mike said about Brad Pitt. Maybe we circle back to that later. Y'all let me know. Tell me what y'all remembered. If you love and you love Black history, make sure to follow and come back every single day this month because I'm sharing a different love and Black history story with you. But please know, I do this all year round, so you don't have to worry.